Hi, I'm Steve Kennard with the Texas Blockchain Council. We're very fortunate to have Jessica Rose Huang, who is a native Texan and also a candidate, and is really bringing a new perspective and a new generation of leadership to the state. Jessica, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Give us a little bit of your background and how you ended up coming to the convention here and launching your candidacy, and just really, what the outlook is for your campaign.
Sure. So I decided to run just a few months ago. The Republican Party was looking forward to find somebody to replace the incumbent, and I was happy to put my name in. I'm a member of the community. I'm deep in the community. I serve it with all my heart. I invest in it, all of my time and attention. And what that means is a nonprofit sector. I work with the economic development of the city of Richmond. I run a farmers market. It's really incredible the amount of impact you can make in working in the nonprofit. I'm also a real estate investor. And so how I came into politics was really a strong interest in national security, and that being also Texas security. It's a huge issue. And I feel as though, and I know as so, that young Republicans, young people, can stand and make a huge difference if they collectively put their voice together.
Yes.
And honestly, if you want something done right, you just need to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel real strongly that, I myself can make that positive.
I love that spirit. I commend you for that. So you've got Richmond, which is outside of Houston, as I know as a former Houstonian. How does this district line up? I think Sugar Land's in there. Give us the map a little bit of what this is.
Sugar Land was in it. When it was redistricted, it was cut out.
Okay.
And I love Sugar Land. A lot of great people there. So we have Richmond, some of Rosenberg, and then some of KB.
Okay. And what district number is this?
26.
26, House District 26. So at the Texas Blockchain Council, we focus on blockchain and Bitcoin advocacy. And one area that I personally spent a lot of time on in the last legislative session is the issue of central bank digital currency. We've seen the federal government really capitulate on this issue and really refuse to engage in it. The Texas Senate passed a resolution, 31-0, establishing the opposition to a central bank digital currency, and the resolution didn't pass in the House. Can you talk a little bit around your awareness of this issue of central bank digital currency, your thoughts around it, and really how you think you might want to engage on that issue?
As the dollar collapses is when they're really going to take advantage of integrating this CBDC.
Yeah.
And if we can really try and strengthen the dollar, that's going to help us prevent us from this the centralized banking system. I am not for this. I'm not in for digital currency being our main method. It costs one world government.
Yep.
With America being on such polarization, the sovereignty of the state is going to be absolutely critical. We have to have strength in our state. And so if the Texas state can keep centralized banking system out of Texas, I think we're going to be stronger for it.
Absolutely. As a Texan, I'm certainly for increased sovereignty, particularly given the federal government's behavior. And, before we started filming here, we were talking around your interesting background and your interest in Taiwan and in the emerging importance of the semiconductor industry and the push that we have in Texas right now to bring that to Texas and really to lead here as an innovation center for that. Can you talk about that a little bit, your outlook, and what you think Texas can continue to do to lead in that space?
Well, our infrastructure is so delicate, and we really need to start implementing new technologies and replacing our old infrastructure. But the replacement of those infrastructures are manufactured across the seas.
Right.
Those need to come here. It's absolutely absurd that we would have people who want to hurt us making our critical infrastructure, and they can embed codes in there just to turn it off.
Yeah.
And it's a dangerous game that we're playing.
Yeah.
So we need to bring those manufacturing here with the chips. Also, the chips are absolutely critical. And I love Taiwan. My husband's family is from Taiwan. Good people, and they are under threat. And I want America to stand with Taiwan, and I hope they do that.
Yep. Yeah. I'm with you, and we've also had a number of Taiwanese individuals through the Texas Blockchain Council, and it really is an amazing story in that country, and love to see the increased partnership and investment of Taiwan and the U.S. and Texas as well. talk to us a little bit around your awareness of Bitcoin, or maybe lack thereof. What do you think about it? You know, Bitcoin mining is a growing industry in the state of Texas. It's something that I think often is misunderstood, but is really a great opportunity, particularly in rural counties, and in strengthening our grid. What's been your interaction with Bitcoin? What do you think about it? Just really give me a little bit of background around that, or just any thoughts you have.
So I'm a real estate investor. So I like investments that are tangible, right? Hard assets. And so with Bitcoin, you know, it seems almost, I don't find it very relatable to me.
Yeah.
I love cash. Cash is king.
Yeah.
I'm curious about what your thoughts are with Bitcoin. Obviously, you have your tie here.
I've got my Bitcoin tie on. No, look, I can appreciate the sentiment of, you know, if I can't hold it, it's not real. Part of what we do is try to explain the uniqueness of Bitcoin as a scarce asset that is digitally native. And the way that that network is secured is through energy, is through proof of work. And the reason I bring that up is we love taking people to large Bitcoin mining operations in Texas, because you see the hundreds of people employed, the data center itself, the substation, the physical infrastructure, back to your question, that's actually securing the network, that is very real, and you can, you know, put your hand on it and interact with it. And I've actually got a few hash boards from a Bitcoin miner at our booth that I can show you after we wrap up here, because it does help to kind of bring it from this kind of almost mysterious sort of non-physical digital realm, but show that there is very much, you know, a physical aspect to that, because energy at the end of the day can't be created or destroyed.
Correct.
And it has universal value in all cultures. And so I think an energy-based money has a lot of validity and track record. If you think about it that way, it's often misconstrued, I think, in the media as, you know, as something phony or esoteric or mysterious. And I myself struggled. I went through about a 2-year process of due diligence before I really came out the other end and said, I think this is a transformational, you know, once in a lifetime opportunity for Texas to embrace a technology that is pro-freedom, pro-individual sovereignty, really aligns with the fundamental Texas values that have always made us unique, and it's private property that nobody can seize from you, that moves easily because it lives in the digital realm. And that aspect, that freedom aspect, is something that we're going to continue to work on, because we think that Texas really aligns perfectly, the ethos of Texas aligns perfectly with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. So I'm so glad that you have an interest in it and kind of an openness to continue to engage with it, because I do think it's a big opportunity, not just for your district, but for the state as a whole, I would say. So tell us how we can learn more about your campaign. Where can we follow you? Do you have a website?
I do. It's votejessica.com, and I'm on social media, Jessica Rose Huang.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you for your leadership and being willing to step forward. And I'm just glad that we have a new generation stepping up in the Texas House. I think that's important, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica.